Thank you all for tuning in. Want to be able to give you guys my quick thoughts of Michael Gallup being out, as well as Taco Charlton requesting to be out, and then on top of that, the return of Robert Quinn. Now, this is what I say. Football is a war of attrition, and you got to be able to stay healthy. But I can say that we are designed, and we got everything put into place for these type of situations. Now, my only reservation would be that when I looked at the game this past weekend, you can see with your natural eyes the fact that your boy, I'm talking about your boy, Amari Cooper, he looks a little gimpy. So the last thing that we want to see out there is Amari Cooper to go all the way down. So we are faced with some little trials and tribulations, but good teams are always faced with this. They're always faced with this type of situation. So what we want to see is, can Michael Gallup come back at the level that he played in, the exact same way that he left? You know, can he come back the same level? Now, the report's showing that he's going to be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. In a perfect world, if everything is good with our wide receiver core, I would lean more towards 5 weeks. You want that knee to be completely healed. It's just a little scar tissue. They want to remove it. They don't want it to linger. They want to get all of those things right. So I'm thinking that Tavon Austin, he may can just bring it back because he was out last week. Tavon Austin's other worlds, the Devin Smith, the Cedric Wilson, as well as your boy Amari Cooper, they can still hold it down for him while he is out. Now, it may slow down his progressions a little bit, but that's just how it goes with football. Yes. And Taco, he's reported on Twitter, he's saying that, hey, free me. Free tacos, baby. So Taco requested to be released. He just don't like the feel and the flow of everything. And he don't like the fact that they put in Joe Jackson over him and these sorts of things. So remember, football is not about money sometimes. It's about ego. So it is crazy. Free tacos. So he said, free me. So the waters are already muddy. So now that the fact that we got guys injured on the defensive front, they saying, okay, Taco, can you play this weekend? He's bitter, so he's like, nah, I'm not ready to play. I want to be gone. Y'all were talking about me behind my back. I'm ready to leave. So it's a story of a different day. We get Robert Quinn back, a veteran leader, a veteran help that can help us out. Devin Smith is going to be good too. When I was able to speak to Devin Smith before the season started, he said, I feel the best ever. And I love the fact what Sanjay Lyles is helping me out with and these sorts of things. So we okay. Yeah, Michael Gallup is out with a torn meniscus. Similar to what Geis got for the Washington team. Similar, it's cleanup surgery. But my thing is, you want to bring them in slowly. You don't want to rush them out there. And you got to worry about other issues like soft tissue issues as well. Hamstrings, your thighs and things like that. You don't want to rush this guy out there. So you just want to let him completely heal, go through the surgeries or what have you, and everything else will work its way out. It's a part of the game, baby. War of attrition. You got to be able to stay healthy. Yeah. Godspeed and recovery. Yes, Jimmy, yes. Eric, what's good with you? Trade Taco Charlton for Minkah. We pulled out of the race for Minkah Fitzpatrick. The Dolphins want too much money. But the news of the Dolphins wanting too much money is good for us because we're about to play them this week. This week, we're going to play the Dolphins. And I was saying that a lot of times teams don't want to trade to another team that you're going to play them the same week of or what have you. So after this weekend, we'll know whether or not he really don't want to play for the Cowboys or the Dolphins really don't want to make that, decision or what have you. But my thing is, let all this play out too, because as much as we love Minkah, as much as we love to see him in the Dallas Cowboys uniform, the Dallas Cowboys already got their mind set on other things. Remember, player evaluation is 365. It may be somebody else. It may be somebody else we go get. Really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. So that's just how it goes. When you have a guy with the ability of a Michael Gallup, man, he was showing some good promises. I was saying like he was going to be the breakout year of this year, and he was having it. But he's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks, which is not bad. Dallas is not getting Minkah. Like I told y'all, Earl Thomas, Sean Payton wouldn't come and stop listening to Mike Fisher. This is from Miss Scouting Pro. Shout out to you with all the information. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I always get weary when teams mention the Dallas Cowboys. I always get weary when it's dealing with free agency, when it's dealing with trade. I'm looking at the agent. They may be saying to themselves, hey, let's just mention the Cowboys name, and that's going to bring in a lot of people, a lot of attention, because whenever you mention the Cowboys as an interest piece, it just brings up the interest altogether. It brings up the money. It brings up so many things. So that's why I always really, when the players say, hey, I grew up a Cowboys fan, or I grew up loving the Cowboys and I love to play with the silver and blue, the star on my helmet, I just really look at them like, nah, that's that agent talk. Because whenever the Cowboys get trades, we normally don't win out of the deal. It just so happened that we won out of the deal with the Raiders, and a lot of people was calling us foolish at the time because Amari Cooper was looking like a shell of himself, and the Raiders was going under anyway. So we looked at those things, Cowboy Nation. And it's crazy. Anthony Brown was some slaw yesterday. Oh, Anthony Brown, bro. We love Anthony, right? It's crazy with Anthony Brown. Jerry, last minute trade gets deal done. Yeah. Look, defense should be better this weekend. This defense should be better. Don't worry. Don't sweat too much on this defense this weekend. I'm thinking that this defense will step up this weekend. Normally, it takes anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks before you start seeing the defense gel. So I'm thinking that this defense is going to be a whole lot better this weekend. And shout out to Robert Quinn. He's going to have to knock off some rust, but shout out to him. He's going to be ready. Not ready as like getting 5 or 6 sacks, but he's going to be ready to put on their silver and blue. And I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see Robert Quinn this weekend. Yes, the most you're getting for Taco is a 5th. Miss Scouting Pro is right on the money. The most you can get for Taco is a 5th. You probably can swing in some conditionals and be like, hey, if he perform at this level, we requesting a 3rd, but 5th would be probably the most you're going to get from there. That's just how it goes. That's how it goes. Devin Smith and Cedric Wilson will hold it down for us. Yes, Zach Nation, yes. They will hold it down. Yeah. See, Taco's upset. Taco won out. Taco won out. Jimmy, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you. Who's going to take Gallup's spot? Here's the interesting deal. Who's going to take? It's going to have to be a committee situation. And it could be a situation where you can look at this offense. Although, and I'm going to just break down the wide receivers and help me out if I leave out somebody's name. The only wide receiver that can play X outside of Gallup, in my opinion, is Amari. But what we like to do with Amari is kick him inside. We like to have him playing the wide and running the opposite side as the second wide receiver with one responsibilities. Not saying that he can't play the X. So we are put in the pickle a little bit because everybody else that we got on this wide receiver core, help me out, are pretty much second receivers. Devin Smith, he runs pretty much most of your Ys, your Z patterns. If you look at it and you think about it, Cedric Wilson, you're really not going to put him on an island one-on-one by himself. Randall Cobb, you're really not going to put him on an island one-on-one by himself. And you look at the principles of this Kellen Moore's offense, this is still, the principles of it, the base of the Kellen Moore's offense is still speaks volumes of Scott Linehan. Can you guys agree with me? Whereas the X receiver is always the dominant receiver. If I go back to it, if we look at it, even though he does a lot of pre-snap motions, he do a lot of pre-snap reads, the X receiver is always the dominant in Scott Linehan's system. But we are seeing that what Kellen Moore did is crafted and made it more modern. Am I making any sense to you all? Miss Scouting Pro says Noah Brown. Yes, he's still on IR. Everybody else is pretty much your Z, your wide receiver. I don't really think that, who else we got on this team? Devin Smith, Cedric Wilson, because Amari Cooper, he can play the X and the Z and the Y, but I just look at more of him playing the Z. Who can play that X? I don't know. We just gonna have to do it by committee again. Bring back Dez, not for 2 to 4 weeks. Dez is gonna take a minute to get dwell in with the team. I wouldn't bring back Dez, but he will be a dominant receiver in this lineup. I don't know. But we'll look at film, we'll look at tape. I don't think you can put Tavon Austin out there on the island by himself. Somebody said Blake Jarwin. You probably can get away with Blake Jarwin lining up at the X. You probably can, I believe it or not. Devin Smith can handle it for sure. Super athletic. He is a steal. Devin, everybody's saying Devin can. That's a lot of responsibility. John Vaya, he's a little tiny guy, John Vaya, but he probably could do it. He's more of a slot guy. Everybody you mentioned are slot guys. Cobb, slot guy. Mention somebody. They can play. Put it like this. They can play out there. Just like my guy, Michael Gallup, can play out there. But he's the physical guy. He's the guy that's going to come across the middle. Dallas is a super smart team. We will be fine. Yeah, we will be fine. I believe we'll be okay. Cowboys are going to use Tony as a slot. Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question. Whoever mentioned that, man, appreciate you, man. You can't really put Tony down in the slot and kick Amari Cooper to run those primarily those X routes. You can do that. You can do that, and then you can still keep with your formats. You can still keep with your sets with the Randall Cobbs and things. Yes, we good, Book Thomas. Yes, we are good. All right, Cowboy Nation, I really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in for the latest update. I'm gonna rehash everything I said today. Michael Gallup is out for 2 to 4 weeks. You got your boy, Robert Quinn. He's going to be back in this week, so that's good. He's going to get the practice and all this stuff together. And you got Taco Charlton wanting to be out. I don't have any updates on Randy Gregory. Ask Miss Scouting Pro. She would know more than I do on that Randy Gregory situation. Ask Miss Scouting Pro. I'm going to wait for a few seconds and see if Miss Scouting Pro know anything on Randy Gregory. She got all of the details there. Yeah, we all hate that this happened to Gallup, man. We all. Gallup, a torn meniscus. It's anywhere for 2 to 4 weeks. I'm leaning more so on the 5th week for him to get back. Miss Scott and Pro must be gone, but y'all hit her up. She'll have all of the details of Randy Gregory's status. I just don't know what's going on. They may bring up another guy from the practice squad to help out. Hey, it may be a situation where we bring in this guy, Ventel Bryant. Miss Scott and Pro says, I know nothing. Yes, that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Let's go. If I can find that off button. Let's go. Yeah. Shout out to you all. Don't forget to put down where you all are from. I love to see that. I love to hear that. Pray for Gallup. Yeah.